Welcome back. You're watching Afternoon Express right here on SABC3. Now, when it comes to chocolate, a question I often ask myself is, how can something so small be so amazing? That's the question we're asking. But what I want to know is what happens to your brain and body when we eat chocolate. And why would you try give it up? We just keep coming back. Here to shed some light on this topic are the directors of Neural Sense, David Rosenstein and Mark Drummond. Welcome to the loft. What is happening here? That's my first question. You are all rigged, right?
I am all rigged.
All right. So, Mark, can you tell us why exactly Jeannie
what am I wearing?
What is she wearing?
What am I wearing? Well, it's the latest fashion, as you can see.
I do look like a Star Wars princess.
Yeah, very much so. So what we do at Neural Sense is we assess people's emotional response to stimulus. So in this case, we're going to test how Jeannie responds to the experience of eating chocolate.
All right.
So the thing on her head is called an EEG machine. It's an electroencephalography. And basically that's measuring her brainwaves and kind of what's happening on the surface of her skull. And on her hand is what's called a galvanic skin response. So that's picking up kind of her emotional arousal levels.
Arousal levels.
We are
Right.
measuring my arousal levels.
All
on
right.
TV.
So what does she have to do? Just have a piece of chocolate and then the scanning begins? Is that how we're going to do it?
Sure, yeah. So we're having a live feed through to both of our machines now. So if you look at the computer on the left here, we kind of get a very sort of top-level view of what's going on in Jeannie's head. So hopefully there's a bit of red going on there.
Yeah, what does that mean?
She's hot.
She's hot.
Well, thank you.
We would normally do a lot of back-end data processing, so this is quite a top-level view of what's going on.
Okay.
But David, I think, will probably explain that in a bit detail once we kind of have the end of the
What's going on in
experiment.
my brain?
All right. So, Jeannie, here we go.
Try a piece of chocolate and
Okay.
let's see what happens. What we're actually going to see on the GSR, which picks up that level of sort of body arousal, our emotions are very embodied. You'll see a change in your body. Your heart rate may increase, and the reasons for that I'll tell you in a moment. There are certain chemicals that chocolate contains, and you may also have a slight increase in skin conductance as well as you enjoy the chocolate. And we measure that to see if it's really that pleasurable.
But, David, the one thing I've heard is that chocolate does release happy genes. That's what endorphins, right? But what else happens to the heart and the body when the chocolate dissolves and melts in your mouth?
Well, we know that chocolate or cocoa is a superfood, and it contains a number of quite important chemicals, flavonols, which are cognitively enhancing. So what that means is that it can improve our working memory.
Wow.
Our brain actually ramps up. It also contains a number of alkaloids, which are various compounds, caffeine being one.
Yes.
And so you're sort of more awake, more alert. It's also a huge antioxidant, so there's lots of bodily health
That's why my skin
benefits.
looks like this.
That's why you're so gorgeous. I thought so.
So more chocolate.
All right. But, talking about more chocolate, usually when people start a diet, they cut out chocolate. But chocolate isn't the problem because, like we said, it has endorphins, it has, happy little elements to it. But why shouldn't...
I'm so happy right now.
I can hear you. So why shouldn't we cut chocolate totally out of our diet?
I mean, so they say the more cocoa and chocolate, the better it is for you. And there's actually some research out there that has shown that having chocolate is not necessarily the problem in a diet.
Wow.
It's probably the sugars that they may put with the chocolate, so the richer it is. But the cocoa's actually, it's been used to actually assist with diet.
Okay.
And weight loss as well.
So what exactly is happening in my brain now?
Yeah.
Can we have a look? Because I've had a lot of
Do you want to
chocolate.
maybe, or should I?
Sure. Yeah, go for it, Dave.
Well, okay. So when you have the chocolate, what you can see on the bottom there is your GSR, which
What is my GSR?
So GSR stands for galvanic skin response, or electrodermal activity. So your pores actually expand. It's kind of like a lie detector.
I'm glowing.
You're glowing when you eat chocolate, and when it increases, it means that your level of pleasure has increased with the chocolate, and we can see that.
Yeah, and we're also measuring heart rate as well, so we can see changes in your heart rate as you indulge in the chocolate.
All right.
So where can we see those spikes? What is it? Is it where it kind of goes up?
So this is a very granular analysis, a very detailed analysis.
Okay.
We can see it go up and down, and what we would want to do, what we'd want to see is if you put the chocolate in your mouth and you have a
Should we test
piece,
it?
should we test it?
You're like the perfect model
You
person.
can see a spike in heart rate.
Ah, there it is. Is it always
And
that
you see
instant?
more.
Does it always happen
Heart rate
so
is
quickly?
quick. Heart rate is quick.
That is amazing. I'm spiking.
Yeah.
You're spiking. I still want to see what's happening in your brain.
The brain, this is a very, very top level sort of picture of what we're seeing. As Mark said earlier, we'd have to get into a little bit more detail and process the readings in the laboratory. But what we'd really be looking at, if we could zoom into your brain, chocolate affects the frontal cortex, the frontal part of your brain.
The alpha.
The alpha.
Because I can see the alpha's moving a lot there, and I am an alpha, so it makes a lot of sense to me.
Well, so those are alpha waves, alpha sort of brain waves. And what we'd do in the laboratory is we'd see differences in alpha activity in the frontal part of your brain to see, are you attending, are you interested, there's memory going on, and chocolate actually affects that part of your brain as well.
So the essence of what we're seeing here is actually chocolate is good for you.
In essence, it has an impact. Yeah, it has an impact on your brain. Yeah.
Day made.
Day made. Thank you, gentlemen, so much. This has been so fascinating. Are you going to keep that on for the rest of the show?
I absolutely am, but now I'm going to spike when I sit closer to you. And for all the chocoholics out there, you could win one of 10 vouchers to the Lindt, Joburg or Cape Town Chocolate Studio, as well as a selection of chocolates from the Creation range. All you need to do is let us know what your favorite creation is and why it makes you happy. The flavors are creme brulee, divine hazelnut, which is what I've just had, chocolate fondant, sumptuous orange, or lemon sorbet. Simply tweet us at Afternoon Chat and use the hashtag Lindt.
All right, but right now, while we're eating, somebody else that's eating is Danilo.